speaking, brand new clients to ask questions on how Feel Like Be could work for them, any questions that you've got regarding nutrition, workouts, wellness, health, anything you've got at all. What I'd like you to do first off is just put your questions into the chat box, because my two colleagues here, they're going to read through them and I can answer them to you face to face. So firstly, I'm going to introduce you to my fabulous team. These are the women behind the screen who sit and answer your questions on my behalf, and nothing but by me. Every single question, for example, say it's a health question, the girls are answering after they've spoken to me. So I need you to know that. That's really, really important. So firstly, I'd like to introduce our Jill Shaw. Jill, I'll hand it over to you for a few minutes if that's okay.
That's great, Shelley, thank you. Hi girls, fantastic to see you tonight. Like Shelley just said, great to see some familiar faces, but tonight really is very much about Shelley and us as a team, connecting with some of you that maybe have been following Shelley for a while, or maybe you haven't been following Shelley for a while. I was very, very fortunate to join the programme. It'll be 3 years this July. And I was the heaviest, the unhappiest, the unfittest and the unhealthiest I've ever been. And I had menopause into that. It was a real horrific kind of combination, really. And I found myself in my mid-50s desperate, absolutely desperate. And I'll tell anybody who'd listen that. And my friend had joined the programme. She'd had incredible success. And the biggest mistake that I made, and I say this right from the top, is I should have joined the programme 5 months before I did. And the main reason I share that right off from the beginning, girls, is that I just delayed feeling like I feel right now by 5 months as a result of that. So Shelley, within 10 months, had helped me lose 5 stone and 52 inches. And at beginning of May, I celebrated 2 years maintaining that weight loss and that inch loss through, you know, sticking to the programme. And when people say to me, oh my God, how do you diet for that length of time? For a start, it's not a diet. It's a lifestyle programme. We eat fantastic, delicious, family-friendly food. And all Shelley did for me was encourage me to move more. I didn't feel confident enough, fit enough, young enough. I'll be as brave as to say that. I can see some slightly older girlies on the screen. I thought these were all young, fit women, and I certainly wasn't one of them. But I walked every day and I moved more than I'd ever moved. And as a result of which got the results beyond my wildest expectations. And I've also removed now 11 health years off my health age. So I now have the health age of a 40-year-old, not a 57-year-old, which for me is the biggest, because I've gained back a decade of my life thanks to not only Shelley, who is the most incredible mentor, but by just making really simple changes to my daily life. And I actually shared on the group just earlier before we jumped on this session, somebody said to me, oh, is it not really hard? I said, no, my hard was looking in the mirror and bursting into tears every single time I looked at myself. That was my hard. Mm-hmm. My hard was knowing that my grandparents died in their early 50s and I was probably heading exactly that same way. Hard isn't eating 3 fantastic meals a day, drinking water and getting out of the house because it's a bloody great thing to do. That isn't hard. It's just a change. Mm-hmm. So tonight really is about us sharing what that change is and letting you get up closer and more personal to this incredible lady that I know can change some of your lives, because she's certainly changed mine.
Thank you so much, Jill. Follow that one, Leslie.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jill.
Thanks, Jill. Thanks very much. Well, hi, everyone. A couple of names that I'm familiar with here as well, and it's lovely to see you all tonight. So my name's Leslie. I just followed on a month after Jill, so it'll be 3 years in August that I had the pleasure of meeting Shelley, and I put it off for 6 months, and I've never regretted anything else since. I was educated by Shelley into a proper way of eating for myself and for my family. As a working mum of 3 children, at the age of 47, I'd been suffering from rheumatoid arthritis for nearly 10 years on a huge amount of medication, which really didn't help me particularly well because I was still as stiff as a board. I was in a lot of pain, and I struggled to even walk about the house, particularly first thing in the morning. And if there's anybody out there that suffers from joint pain like that, I vaguely remember it, to be fair, because in the last almost 3 years, I've pretty much been pain-free. I can now jump about like an idiot and do burpees in the morning with Shelley in her workouts. And I take great delight in looking in the mirror and actually liking what I see, which is something I actually don't think I've ever done in my adult life. That maybe sounds a bit big-headed because it's not something that I would have said before. However, I've also been educated in a new way of understanding and living a life with a new mindset, which again has come from our daily lives from Shelley that we receive on Feel Look Be. It's been a complete transformation for myself and for my family, and I'll always be forever grateful to Shelley for introducing me to my new life, and one that I reap a lot of benefits from every day. And that's all I've got to say.
Brilliant, Leslie, well done.
Thank you. So this is two real women just talking about their experiences with Feel Look Be. Because they're part of the team now is completely irrelevant. What they've achieved as people, as individuals, is hugely credible. And all the good stuff that you've just heard there. We're seeing that now across the year with thousands of women. We're not talking about hundreds anymore. There are thousands been through Feel Look Be with massive success. So we're not, when you think about your personal trainer and they see 20 clients a week, we're talking about a lot of people seeing huge life-changing results from so many different health markers to health improvements to complete reversal of various different other health issues. So what Feel Look Be is, and I know that I don't want to take up too much of your time tonight, so I'm going to put it in a nutshell for you. What Feel Look Be is a holistic approach to helping you get to where you need to be in terms of optimal health. Now, I've been a person, my background is sport and exercise science. I have a degree in sport and exercise science and a whole list of fitness qualifications since the day I graduated, which was 21. I'm now 43. I've been immersed in the world of education, from lecturing to active schools manager, and immersed in the whole thing for a long, long time. So education is very much part of what I do. The fitness element was a huge part of what I done. I then opened a CrossFit gym in Dundee. Before all of that though, I was working in a fitness testing lab in Canada with really good quality athletes from the NHL entry draft, the figure skaters, elite athletes. I've trained celebrities, I've trained the normal Joe public that wants to, or Susie public that wants to get fit, get healthy and change their life. So I'm coming at you from a holistic approach to actually how this could work for you. And there's not many people this can't work for. Here's what you'll get. You'll get my meal plans. Over 20 years I've collated information. I've travelled the world learning things to bring back to you. I'm GP referral qualified as well. That might mean nothing to you. It basically means that GPs would refer clients to me for me to help rehabilitate them in terms of their health. So my meal plans come with a robust set of experiences and skills, and it's presented to you in the form of a meal plan, a weekly meal plan. You know exactly what you're eating and when, and we have a here's what you can eat list and here's what you can't eat list. And everything on your meal plan is from that can eat list. The can't eat list is there as a reference point, as a guide for you, because the education's massive. You don't know what I'm about to bring to you. Girls that have done Feel Look Be before, yes you do, but it's huge. Nobody's telling you all this stuff though. It's a smoke screen. They don't want you to know, because the more unhealthy, the fatter, the more unhealthy you are, the more money everybody makes out of you. You might think, well, you've got a bit. I've got a business helping people reverse the badness. So that's meal plans. There is a recipe book that you can buy if you want to. It's on the website. That every single recipe on there is in the recipe book. It's a great guide. It's a family-friendly recipe book. It will serve your whole family. You'll also get workouts with me, live workouts every single week on a Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday morning at 7 AM, suited to anybody of any level, any ability. If you've got injuries, you work around them. I don't care. I just want you to move. Now, I don't want to use the word fitness because that puts a lot of people off. When you first start this, if I had said fitness to Jill, Shaw and Leslie, they would have ran a mile.
I did.
Yeah, that's not what they came for. They came because obviously there was people on the programme that were thriving and losing a lot of weight, but not doing a lot of fitness. So Jill started to buy into the fitness element when COVID hit, and she'd already lost stones and stones and stones a week before that. When she did start doing the workouts, so that's when she started to get all the sculpted lines and the really tight physique. Same for Leslie. Leslie's got a six-pack. She's got 3 bairns. She's got 3 kids. So Leslie, do you mind me saying how old you are? How old are you, Leslie?
I'm 50.
Yeah, she's 50. She's got a six-pack, right? That's not because she wanted a six-pack. She's never uttered the words to me, Shelley, get me a six-pack. She just got one as a byproduct of getting healthy. So that's the fitness side, but it's really just movement. I've also found the most incredible yoga instructor. She's based in Scandinavia. She is so beautiful. She delivers 2 yoga sessions for you a week, and you get that on a Monday and a Friday. So that the combination of me and my beautiful yoga instructor is really amazing. And I've introduced yoga into Feel Look. We never used to have yoga, but the mind and body connection and the spiritual connection is so important. So that's in there. Added to that, you have got the most fabulous education sessions. I deliver Monday night, every night, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday at 7 o'clock. And I'm bringing to you education that is going to change, revolutionise your life. If you are somebody that has yo-yoed in weight, you're somebody that suffers with depression, you're somebody that's got blood sugar issues, you've got cholesterol issues, fibromyalgia, PCOS, there's so many health problems that people come to me with. The education sessions are going to be like gold for you. Added to that, there's mindset in there too, loads of it. We've just spent a whole month on a mindset reset, and the follow-up is breaking self-sabotaging habits. So if you keep hitting the self-sabotage button, you know when you start something, you start it really well, and you've got loads of momentum, you think, I love this, I love Shelley Booth, I love the group, I think this is amazing, look at it, I've lost a stone in a month. And then all of a sudden it goes, you don't like me anymore, you don't like anybody, you don't even like yourself anymore. And you feel miserable. You're just hating everybody because of the self-sabotage switch. Now there is a reason you keep hitting that, and I'm wanting to get you to the place where you know what it is, you connect with it, and you change it. And you change it forever, not just for a month. So that's what next month, I keep saying next month, that's what Monday's all about. We start it on Monday. And then there's the fabulous Feel Like Be team and community. Hundreds of women on their journey, but sharing the journey with you. They build you up. I absolutely am a stickler for positivity. I cannot abide negative energy near me, on my group, on my page, in my team. I can't cope with it. I don't cope with it very well. So it doesn't happen. You might think, well, that's really quite, what's the word? I've said the other night, your way or no way. It has to be positive, because there's that much crap. You switch the telly on, you're depressed. Your neighbours, not just boring the life out of you, but they're talking negativity in your ear all day long. You've got a colleague that sits next to you, it's negative stuff all the time. It has to be positive, because you have to be on a positive journey to get that trajectory forward in positive forward motion, momentum, to have these successes. You can't get it when you're negative, glass is half empty, you're moaning. We all have bad days. I've got them all the time. You have to bring your A game. You have to show up for yourself. Show up for me. That accountability is massive. I'm looking at you straight in the eyes, every single one of you right now. I want you to be better than you are now. I want you to look better. I want you to feel better. I want you to be better. I want you to be better in the world. You have something that the world needs. And I don't know if you've tapped into that yet. If you're feeling crap, you haven't. If you're not feeling your best, you haven't. It's time to change, and I want to help you change. Whew. So that's Feel Like Be.
Shelley, can I just say, because I think this is really valuable. I think, what Shelley's just said there is absolutely, completely, 100% true. But the one thing that she doesn't share is the programme is totally and utterly real. Real life, real people, real women, real food. Yes, Shelley, you've created a safe, protected, positive space for women to be themselves. And I think that in itself keeps the girls locked in past weight loss, past whatever. But Shelley, you've also created a real space where women can say I am having a shit day. My husband doesn't get my journey. My boss has been a complete git today, you know, and everything, you know, we are, as women, we are brilliant, aren't we? Girls are just going, yeah. So you have also, Shelley, created a space where women can come and say, girls, help me, I'm struggling. And you know what? You watch that community go vroom into somebody. One of our girls, I know she's not on here, and I won't mention names, recently started internet dating after coming out of a real toxic relationship. I have never seen women build this girl up to her first date like that group did. That's got nothing to do with Shelley, no disrespect, nothing to do with the programme, nothing to do with the meal plan. And you know, it didn't work out, and she was really disappointed. And these girls were like, his loss, the doors closed, and she's met this incredible guy, I think 3 down the line, Leslie, is it now? The 3rd date or something with third person. And they've completely connected. He's saying she's his soulmate, blah, blah. This lady would never have internet dated without Shelley, but she likewise wouldn't have gone on another date had these women just gone and kind of sorted it out. So for me, what kept me locked in until I joined the team was the realness of every single woman that comes into this programme.
Absolutely.
And the more you give, girls, the more you'll absolutely get out.
Definitely. That's a really valid point, Jill. And me personally, I can only, I mean, there's no breaks in Feel Like Me now until for the whole year. So when I go on holiday, I've just had my boobs done. I've had my implants taken out because I had a problem with one of them. I was live every night when I was in London, staying in London, recovering. You come with me wherever I go, whether I look shit, whether I look good, whether I'm in the mood, whether I'm not, whether I've had a falling out with somebody, it doesn't matter. It's real life. We're living real lives here. There's no smoke screens and no falseness. It is what it is.
Shelley, you sell this programme in that it's a programme that women can do from home. You're sat at home now talking to us on this live. You know, you're a single mum. You've got dogs. You've got, you know, and I think, again, you know, we joke about this as a team that there's no leg warmers involved. You know, one of these days we should do that just for a laugh and frighten people, I think. But, you know, it is, you know, I'm sat in my kitchen with 2 fridges and, you know, dodgy internet and, you know, the whole kind of thing. And it is just, we're all just real women that want other real women to just feel like we feel. And that's why I'm in this lock, stock and 2 smoking barrels for definite.
Brilliant. Well, we'll answer some questions.
Yes, please.
Oh, yeah, we'll have a look.
Yeah, I think so. Will I just start?
Yeah, that'd be great, thanks.
Go for it, Leslie.
Okay, so Karen says this is maybe a silly question. We don't have silly questions on Feel Like Me, but I might need to use my phone to tune in to the whole programme. Do other people do this? And can you stream the recorded lives through a smart TV via your phone? Yeah,
absolutely. Yes to both. No problem.
Just please don't ask me how to do that because I haven't got a freaking clue.
So you can Chromecast from your phone. I'm quite well up on this now. A couple of years ago, I had never had a clue, right? So you can learn that. We could learn, girls. We so can. I was such a technophobe. I don't know why I've got to the position that I've got where I've got an online business where women dotted all over this beautiful world. I have no idea, but I do. And it's possible. You can Chromecast from your phone or you can hook it up with a cable. And sometimes I do my lives from my phone to all you, well, to all these fabulous women on Feel Like Me, just from the car.
Just to reassure some of you, I use my laptop, which is what I'm using tonight as well. So it's whatever you've got available. Again, Shelley meets you where you're at. She meets you where your starting point is, and you use what you've got available to use. Definitely.
My wee lad is 11 and he's involved in various clubs and football and whatnot. I sometimes sit in the car while I'm waiting on him at training and I sit and talk to you live about education, about mindset, something. It's that real. You know?
Shelley, I tell you what, you just prompted me with something there. My favourite live of you, and Leslie, you'll remember this, a minute I start, was when you were sat in Sainsbury's after you doing your shopping and one of the clients came and knocked on the window. Do you remember? She went, "Hi, Shelley." And you were like, "I'm just in a line with a girl. Well, you should be on." We were all like, "Oh my God." So Shelley sat in Sainsbury's, shopping's in the back of the car, doing a live to all of us. And one of the clients, "Hi, Shelley." She was like, "I'm just not, why aren't you on the live?" It was, you know, talk about keeping it real.
Totally. And it's funny you should say that. I think it was last Friday. Same again. Sainsbury's women stopped me. She might be on here actually. Say, I'm on your programme. Nice to meet you. It's brilliant. Funny.
I just love it. I just love it.
So yes to both questions on that one. What's the next one, Leslie?
So it's Angie. We need to drink 2 to 3 litres of water a day, ideally. Is there any other cold drink we can drink in addition, or add anything to give it flavour? Not always, but just to mix it up a bit and help get the water in.
Fizzy water, sparkling water, a wee bit of fruit. Just watch your teeth for the acid. You know, we can't have any of the crap, any of the sugars or sweeteners, or a lot of these sweeteners, ladies. I'll talk to you about this another time, but have been proven to be carcinogenic and actually worse than sugar. Worse than sugar. So no, none of that, Angie. I think you know that anyway.
Angie, loads of ice, cucumber, you know, little slices, lemon and lime pieces, just kind of chop little lemon and lime pieces up.
Tea? Or you said cold drink, didn't you? Tea.
And I always find if the water's cold, it's much nicer. So I've got one of these, I've got 2 of these actually, like they're like these thermal bottles that you get, and I have 2 2-litre glass bottles in the fridge, and I know if I've topped this up that many times, I've taken the right amount of water. Does that make sense? And the biggest tip that Shelley gave me right in my first programme is every time I reached for the kettle to make a cup of tea, because I used to drink loads of tea, drink water instead. And it was the easiest swap for me to make. So I now have coffee because I can't stand the smell of tea. And I have 1 coffee first thing in the morning, a big one. And then I drink water the rest of the day. And it is just a habit. Once you shift and you realise what your skin looks like, your hair looks like.
Yes, definitely. That's a massive. See when you start buying into things, or when you start noticing the difference with your own self and what's looking back at you in the mirror, you start investing in that. Going, don't really like water, but I can see what it's doing here. I'm buying into it more. You start to like it. I never used to like fizzy water, but I used to have really bad skin. I used to have really bad skin right around here and right through my 20s, and I used to cancel loads of social events and stuff. And I used to think, what is it? And fizzy water solved it for me. And at first I was thinking, I can't drink that. And then I persevered, and now I can't drink anything else. I just love fizzy water. And the only thing about fizzy water is you can't drink, like I could down a pint of water, no bother. A wee bit of fizzy water fills you because of the gas in it, but other than that, it's perseverance, isn't it? And knowing
because I never really liked sparkling water, Shelley. I've always kept sparkling water as like my treat. So, you know, where I would have a glass of wine, I have my sparkling water with loads of ice in the glass that I would have had the wine in. And it's that whole association. It's just swapping one for another. Is that helping, Angie?
Next one.
Leslie, do you want to get the next one?
Sure. So Kathy, hi Kathy, nice to see you. So she's delighted to be back. She joined in August 2020, left in January 2022. I need Shelley's help again. We hear this so many times. I've done so well, but I'm falling into old habits, and I need Shelley's fabulous boot in the backside again, please.
Right, you're on. You've got it. As of Monday, my eyes are on you, Kathy.
Kathy, you fall into the category that Shelley was just talking about, the self-sabotage things, and you know, you get comfy with where you are, and all of a sudden it slides, and then it slides, and then it's a landslide. So yeah. Definitely.
Right, Kathy, I'm pleased you're back. Well done. Sometimes it takes a bigger woman to come back and go, do you know what?
Completely.
I've messed up, but I'm here again. So that's great. Well done.
Completely.
Kirsten says, are the education sessions recorded? And if it isn't possible to be present every day at 7 p.m?
Yes, definitely. Everybody works shifts now, and there's loads of stuff happening. School clubs, school runs, partners, stuff. So every single live is available to watch whenever you're free. It's great if you do get it live, because we're all there at the same time. It's quite powerful. In fact, it's very powerful. But if you can't, you watch it back when you can.
And Angela, that answers your question. Reference the exercise classes. Our Zoom classes are exactly the same they're recorded too. So if you can't make 7 a.m,
the one thing we will say about the workouts for Shelley is we don't promise what time they get posted in the groups, because it just is dependent on Shelley's diary and my diary and Leslie's diary and Megan's diary as to which one of us gets to it first and gets it in the group. So we don't kind of say, oh, it'll be there by 9 o'clock in the morning, if that makes sense. But it is definitely posted later in the morning that Shelley's been live.
That's a brilliant one, Diane. Here she is. Sorry, were you going to say something, Leslie?
Sorry, I just wanted to say about the workouts in the morning. It's all very well if you can't make it because you have to go to work or get the kids ready for school or whatever, but you won't get the full benefit out of it if you can't do it live and have Shelley watching you. And that's not just to push you further, but it's maybe to make sure technique is great. Shelley can watch you and nobody else sees you, it's just her. So I would really, really try your best to make those classes live.
I couldn't agree with you more. I mean, I always remember that first live I did, which was and I remember the day because we went into military lockdown here in Spain. So it was the 14th of March, 2020. I didn't leave the house for 100 days. So I couldn't do, well, I did do 10,000 steps. I just walked around the house like a lunatic. And I turned up for the first workout. Shelley, you remember this because me and Susie Mack laugh about it all the time. And I'd got up early, I'd got my hair in a really decent state and I put the gel on to keep it down. So I was going to do this work. Leslie's laughing because she knows this is completely true. The full makeup, honestly, the full makeup on. I've only ever done it once. I've never done it again. I now turn up, bed hair, bed face with a duvet mark and just do it. Because actually, you're so busy watching what Shelley's doing and you're so busy making sure that you get it right. That you're not actually seeing what anybody else is doing or wearing or what. Who cares? Somebody once said to me, oh, that's a nice white t-shirt, and I was like, couldn't even remember what I had on myself that day. So it's, that's not really what it's about. It's about you going and having fun and actually just pushing yourself probably further than you would have normally.
Brilliant, nice one. I'm just looking at it, Diane here. She says, listen, if I could shout out how this has changed my life, I would get arrested for breach of the peace.
No, we're not going to let you leave. We're not going to let you leave, Di. You're stuck with us. Oh. Yeah, we're all putting a massive big big bandage around you. You're not going anywhere, darling.
Angie is saying as well, this is my 4th week, 1 pound away from losing a stone.
Wow.
I know. Need to up my movement big time. I'm ready as I've got my food sorted, my brain, my mouth. Now for the bottom half to catch up. That's amazing. Well done, you.
Angie, 10 out of 10. That was me. That was exactly me. I lost 15 in 4 weeks, 15 pounds in 4 weeks. So well done.
Brilliant.
Bella, can I just answer your question? You've come on late. Can I watch it again? The session has been recorded, so there will be a link sent out to anybody that registered to come along tonight. So I think that'll probably be tomorrow. It'll come out on an email for you anyway. And Diane says she puts a slice of ginger in. I'm guessing you're talking about your water, Diane?
I like the sound of that.
My body tells me now when I need water. It's true. It's very, very true.
Live recordings, links, access via Facebook or website. Everyone's in the Facebook group, so it's nice and easy as long as you're in that group, which you will be from Friday when you book. You can't book any later than Friday, by the way. So you need to be in there and you answer all the questions. Once you have booked, please answer the questions, your email, the rules. There's rules in there to keep everybody safe. If somebody's not abiding by the rules, they're weeked out, see you later, and that's what happens. And I'm no sorry for that either. That's just what happens, and it will always happen. So please answer all the questions if that's you, and it won't delay you getting into the group.
We post the first meal plan on Friday as well, Shelley.
Yeah, first meal plan is available on Friday, as is your welcome pack. So you've got all weekend to get your food in for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, let's say. You've got all weekend to read through the welcome pack, and then I actually take you through it on Monday. I hold your hand right through the process. There's nothing for you to think, oh, what about it? Everything is really, really clear, okay? I promise. I know it's probably quite daunting when you're thinking, oh, it's too much. I'll break it down for you. You'll be fine.
I think the other thing, Shelley, is just take it one day at a time. Leslie and Shelley and I have seen so many girls that come in on day one and they want to get everything in on that day, and they want to do everything on that day, and I need to have this, and what weights do I need, and what gym gear. You're just like, whoa. Week one is very much little baby steps, one step at a time, one day at a time. You know, we didn't get where we are, that we need help in a day. It took a bit longer than that, and to change is going to take a bit longer than that as well.
And I've just said tonight, change is an absolute process. It's not an event, it's not a switch, it doesn't just happen. It's a process that you have to buy into, show up, commit. Without commitment, you can't achieve anything.
You know, Shelley's right there, girls. You know, you've committed to being here with us tonight, so that tells us something. That tells us something about you, and it tells us that you care about where you are right now, that you've given up some time to be with us tonight.
Definitely.
Kirsten's just dropped a really good question in here for you, Shelley. I've always had a horrible relationship with scales, and years ago opted to go with a measuring tape rather than weighing. Do we need to weigh? And it kind of gets me into a bad habit of hopping on and off.
Absolutely don't. You don't need to weigh. You don't actually need to do anything. Do you know that? You don't need to do anything. If you want to do it, absolutely. But regards scales, you don't need to weigh, you don't need to measure. You look in the mirror, you can see how much your body shape's changed. You can feel it in your clothes. You feel it as women. I notice when I put a pound on. Also notice when I take a pound off. You don't need to do any of the physical parameters, and if anything is a trigger, just don't do it.
I will also say though, Kirsten, just to encourage you, we've also had lots and lots of girls that say exactly the same as what you've just said. And then they're a month or 6 weeks or 8 weeks down the line and they go, oh my God, I just wished I'd just done it. I just wished I'd got on the scales. Even if you just do it once and you don't do it again for like weeks, you know, they regret not doing it because they then can't go back and say, oh my God, this is where I started. And that's the hardest thing for us. One of the things that Shelley's had the girls do in the last couple of weeks is putting their befores and durings or their befores and nows. And oh my God, like
just their faces.
Just their faces. It's not bodies, just their faces. It's like looking at completely different people. And I'm one of them. And Leslie, I know you would say exactly the same. I look like my mum on my starting photographs, which is not a problem. I love my mother. But I don't want to look at her when she's, I don't want to look like her when she's 21 years older than me. God forbid. So yeah, how many people went, oh my God, you look like your mother? I was like, do you think that's a compliment? When she's like 21 years older than me? It really isn't.
Actually, what was I about to say there? I lost my train of thought. Yeah, some people start, they don't want to weigh, they don't want pictures or anything, and all of a sudden, they've done feel it be, I don't know, for say 2 months, 3 months, and they're bombarding me with pictures. They're sending it to my personal messenger and everything. Like, look at me now, because their confidence is just through the roof. So it went from, you'll never get any pictures of me. I go, that's fine, I'm fine for pictures of you, that's okay. To here I am, Shelley.
In the knickers and bra and the whole thing, isn't it, Shelley? It's great. But you know, bring it on. Kirsten, does that help? It's all about, the phrase I love to use is Shelley meets every single client that joins us new where you're at. And it's up to you which bit of it you want to ball on, or as Shelley just said, don't ball any of it on.
The good thing about me, girls, is that there is no airs and graces. I have worked with and trained billionaires, skint people, huge people. When I say huge, I'm talking 25 stone plus, celebrities, athletes, normal working mums. Trained lots of men too, by the way. Nothing matters to me. The main thing is that you're here and you want to change. And that's all I care about.
Gets me emotional all the time. This is why I love to do this session. It's just like spinning the clock back nearly 3 years.
Brilliant.
Bella's asking how long the yoga and exercise classes are. I guess you'd like to know how long Shelley's lives are as well, Bella.
30 minutes. Generally, the workouts, the movement sessions and the yoga sessions are 30 minutes, and the lives are generally 30 minutes too. Sometimes I get carried away with myself and I go a wee bit longer, but generally 30 minutes. I don't try and go any longer than that just because I know it's your time and I need it to be short and concise. Sometimes it's 20 minutes actually, but most of the time it's half an hour.
And
do you know, listen, I'm not blowing my own trumpet here, by the way, but I do encourage women to go, do you know what? Well done, me. I constantly come up with new material every single night. I don't know anybody in the world that does that. You go to these groups or these, you buy a program and you get the person, i.e. me, live once a week, maybe once every second week, maybe once a month. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, live content I'm bringing at you, and it's different every single time. It's I don't know how to do it either, and maybe you think you're really bragging now. I'm not. I'm just making it obvious to you. You never know what you're getting, so that's why people stay on Feel Like Beef for months and months and months, because they're like, well, there are some consistencies because we need people to get some really core messages. I need to repeat those, but you don't know what you're learning next. It's amazing. Honestly, it's amazing.
Well, Shelley, June is my 34th and there's not one been the same. Not one has been the same.
And I was just saying to Shelley before we came on tonight as well, watching Shelley's live tonight on Feel Like Beef, her 30-minute live, and still here I am, the same length of time as Jill, and it's like I'm sitting there watching Shelley's live and I'm blown away after watching it. So you never get bored, you never get fed up. There's so much new information, education, mindset is coming your way. And just as Jill says, there's never one the same.
That's the first thing that you said to me coming on in the Zoom, Leslie. We just come on the Zoom before you joined, and Leslie says, Shelley, that education there, just wow.
Yeah.
It's just so, yeah, I'm blowing my own trumpet, but I don't mean to be. I'm just telling you what it's like.
Completely thought-provoking.
Yeah.
Kirsten, you've asked a really great question, and this would have been one of my questions. Can you get these results from 30 minutes a day, 5 days a week, and just the steps? I didn't even do the workouts for 8 months, and I lost 4 stone and 41 inches. But then, thanks to lockdown, started doing the workouts, lost another stone and lost another 10 inches on top of that in a very short period of time.
Yeah.
The minimum requirement for me is that you move, and that means walk. And I can't, I mean, I've trained all my life, right? I've done muscle-ups and pull-ups till my wee heart is content at times. I can't get near it now, obviously, because I'm just 2 weeks post-op, but I'm walking. That's what I'm doing, I'm walking. And it works. When you eat well, and you walk, and you take care of what you think about, what you give headspace to, wow, that's powerful shit, that. Really, as a combination, and I'm in your ear, it would blow you away, honestly. And that's not a sales pitch, by the way. That's what I see. That's what our clients tell us.
I walked every day. I started at 2K because I couldn't do more, and I swam when I could, Kirsten. That's all I did. I didn't do the workouts. And then I stepped it up as I started to enjoy it more, and I had my sounds in my ear. I was doing 3K, then 4K, then 5K. And some days I just didn't come on for hours because you're just like loving the day and everything. You know, it's like before you know it, you've been walking for an hour, and you're like, oh my God, when did I ever do that?
Yeah,
definitely. I hope this is useful to you, ladies. I really do. I hope you're getting some inspiration, and I hope you're enthused by it. You know, when you hear of women doing well, it's contagious, isn't it? You're like, I want a bit of that. I want to feel like that. I'm like that too. I travel the world for inspiration. I inspire a lot of people with what I do, but I also need that. And when I get it, I go, right, I'm on that. So I hope that's what it's doing for you. I really do. I know I can help you, but it boils down to whether you want to help yourself, and that's really the crux of the matter. There's 2 choices here. You either stay, and that's what I was talking about tonight actually, you either stay and go to the default or the automated way of thinking, which takes up half of your day. Science backs that up, science claims. Or you can actually interject and go, no, I'm not doing this any longer. Stop, pause, Shelley Booth, bring it. Show me what you're talking about. And if that's you, I would love to work with you.
A great question from Bella. Can you get gluten-free for the food plan? And she also says you should say dairy-free as well.
Yes, you absolutely can. I prefer you to go gluten-free. Gluten tears up your gut your intestine and your gut wall, and causes leaky gut, of course. But not all gluten-free is good for you. Some gluten-free, this is the problem that we've got. Gluten-free this, gluten-free that, and people go, yeah, I'm gluten-free, and I go, okay. So what does that mean for you then? Because you're still carrying 3 stones more than you should be. Gluten-free is often followed with lots of shit in there too. So the meal plan, yes, gluten-free. Second part of the question, Leslie, what was that?
Dairy free.
Yes, dairy. You don't need to have dairy. We've had weeks when we've not had dairy, so you can be dairy free too. Where there's dairy, you substitute. It's up to you. And in fact, if there's any dairy, I only say, please have dairy only if it's organic. I will tell you why. You've got enough of your own hormones without the cow up the road's hormones inside you too, and the hormones it's been pumped with to get it nice and big and fat and sell it in the markets. So there's lots of things going on inside your body that we need to get a handle on before we have any other animals' hormones inside us. So I prefer you to have pesticide, herbicide, insecticide free foods, organic. If possible. You might say to me, and I say this every month, I'm not paying 20 pence extra for a pint of milk. Maybe it's dearer than that. I don't know. I'll only buy organic. And I go, fair enough. Everyone's a choice. That's up to you. Fine. But once you hear the education, you might change your mind.
That's it, Shelley. That's all our questions. Oh no, it's not. Sorry, Bella again. Does it help menopause symptoms, the programme you do? Oh, Bella, what a question. I wish I could see you. Wish I could see your little face, Bella, because you're asking some cracking questions.
Yeah, come on, Bella. I can't. I don't even need to ask. I don't even need to answer that myself, because Jill Shaw's all over that. That's her bag. She was the menopause queen. She was. Well, on you go, Jill.
Bella, before I came to see Shelley, for 3 months, I paid for fortnightly at €300 an hour to see a menopause specialist here in Granada province, who was apparently the best in her field, not only in our province, but in the region. And don't get me wrong, she put me, she got me some herbally stuff, which was great, because I can't take HRT because of family history. And basically paid all this money. She put me on a diet, which then helped me put on another half a stone. And I hit a complete and utter brick wall. To a point where I've only shared this fairly recently. I hit the blackest point I've ever hit in my entire life. And I thought I was losing my mind. I genuinely thought I was going crazy. And I had a girlfriend diagnosed with breast cancer, age 50. And that was the trigger that I needed to press the button at 155, sorry, where I got 145 from, 155, and join Shelley's programme. And I pressed that button in complete and utter desperation. I'd also was recovering from a serious car accident that Mark and I had had only 3 weeks before, where we were hit on a lateral, on a crossroads, and a van took us out laterally, and we were both extremely lucky to survive. I fractured my sternum and had massive whiplash injuries, as well as everything else. Within 3 weeks, my IBS had gone. I'd stopped taking medication. My antacids, I was taking them every day. They were in every handbag. My hair was falling out to a point where I was getting a lump like this every time I shampooed my hair, and every time I put conditioner on my hair, I rinsed it. My nails were splitting. My skin was shot to bits. I was honestly, but I've just saw you put up there. I'm not putting my camera on because I was a mess. Darling, I hear you. I absolutely hear you. And it brings me to tears every time I hear about a woman that is left to feel confused and conflicted by this bloody thing that's supposed to give you freedom. It didn't give me freedom. I felt like I was trapped, completely and utterly trapped. And I'm not saying this lightly, and I'm not saying this because I'm part of the team. I'm saying this because I'm a menopause thriver, not a survivor. I'm a thriver. And I went to see this woman. I love her to bits. She's a great lady outside of what she does. 3 months later, and I walked into her clinic, and she went, "Wow, look at you. You look fantastic," thinking it was her diet. Of course, it wasn't. It was Shelley's. And at that point, I was nearly 3 stone down and 30 odd inches. And I just said to her, "I won't be coming to see you again. I've found something else, and this is what I'm doing." And then the rest is history. I just kept doing what I was doing. I stuck to the meal plan. I followed the rules. I walked every day. I did my 10,000 steps. I swam when I could. I didn't do the workouts. I didn't feel confident. I didn't think it was for me. I have ceramic tiles here. I would have face planted and probably had a broken nose on top of everything else I was trying to cure. But Bella, I now have the health markers of a 40-year-old. I have, my skin glows. My hair is the thickest it's been for decades. Leslie will tell you, my hair was this short about 6 months ago, and it's down here now. My hair gets cut every 6 weeks. I didn't have it cut for years because it was so crap. I file my nails down, and I mean down, every couple of weeks. This program is so nutritionally dense and is so right for you because of all the things Shelley tells you to do and tells you not to do. If you follow the plan, Bella, I promise you, you will come out the other side just wishing you'd found it like I did sooner.
It's amazing, your story, Jill. It's so powerful, but it's so common, and women think that they need to suffer it, and you're hijacking your own health because you're being missold on so many different levels, and so-called fitness professionals that you work with, and some of you are probably hiding here. You got your cameras off because you're just desperate to know how I can do what I do, and it takes learning. If that's you, that's fine that you're on here, but it takes a lifetime of learning. But that learning has to be presented to people in a way that they can get and understand, and that there is the secret to feel it be. I present it my way. A lot of people like it. It might not be for everybody, but to be honest, I don't want it to be for everybody. I want it to be people that get it,
Shelley,
and can move with it.
Shelley, I'm sorry I'm interjecting, but this is where I think Leslie and I will absolutely take your part on this, because I think there are some things that you can say, and I think there are some things you can't say because it is your program, and people, I can say that for you. The one thing that you absolutely do is meet people where they're at, and we've now got us as a support team around you, which helps you provide this incredible service to women who are in need. And I was desperate. I'm not lying, Bella, when I said to you I probably wouldn't be here without Shelley. I probably wouldn't be here. And that's not me being dramatic. That's not me being pathetic. I genuinely think I probably would have thought I just felt useless at everything. I've got no confidence. I was massive. And I hid it all well. I wore beautiful clothes and caftans, and everybody thought I looked fabulous. I was desperate. Not anymore.
So, brilliant, Jill. I'm going to help you biohack your way to health. That's essentially what you're doing.
Completely.
You're completely biohacking it. And people think, so is that just a thing? Is that just a trendy term? No, it's absolutely possible. Yeah, but you have to go all in. There's no any dipping your toe in the water here. It's all in or nothing. I'm just going to come in and see. The people that have said that, by the way, are still with me months and months after. I'm just going to see what it's like. I'm going
to do 4 weeks.
Yeah, I'm not really sure about you.
2 years later.
Really, Boo. They're still here. So, yeah, I don't think I've got any more to say than that, Jill. I think if you're ready to make a change, ladies, then absolutely, you've got my 100% commitment. I'll be in Turkey at the end of June. You lot are coming. If you're coming with me, you're coming with me in my case. We're live from wherever I go. And it doesn't stop. So it's not like you get support and then it disappears. No, it's always there for you. And it's powerful. It's really, really
Shelley,
powerful.
I think you've got a little thank you, haven't you, for the girls that have yet to join us, for being here with us tonight.
For reminding me. So tonight, if you want, since you've sat here and you've listened to us, if you want to join us, the closing date, or the checkout closes rather, this Friday. So we're on Wednesday, a couple of days, at midnight. Now, don't be these people that come to me. I've been live on all my pages, and I will be all week, right? And I've knocked my pan in on this week. Right? Live content. I'm live in the car. I'm thinking I need to go live. I'm telling people the checkout closes on Friday. It's late on Saturday, but yet there's still people go. So can I join Saturday then? On Saturday, and I think, oh God, no.
But the worst is when they message us privately and go, "Can you just work your magic with Shelley and just tell her to let me in?" I can't. I really can't work a magic. It's freaking shut.
So that is on Friday at midnight. It closes now. Our gorgeous Megan has registered a discount code for you, and here it is here. If you want it, you've got it until midnight tonight. You'll get 20% off at the checkout, and here is the code that you need. I don't need specs. I don't know why I'm screwing my face up. Where is it, Jill? Can't find it.
Shall I say it?
Yeah, please.
All capital letters, girls, without a gap. And it's FLB question. Leslie, you type it in for me.
I am doing.
FLB question, capital letters.
Brilliant.
So what happens is you go to the FLB, the shelleybooth.co.uk website, you find Feel Look Be, you enter all of your details, you get to the checkout, it'll ask for a coupon code. That's where you put in what Leslie's typing, and it automatically takes a discount off for you.
I'm just putting the website there for you girls. It's just
Thank you, Shelley.
shelleybooth.co.uk. It's dead easy. You just go to the Feel Look Be tab, click it, put the discount code in the discount box, and you'll get your 20% off. But it is only until tonight. So see you tomorrow. You go, I'll get that tomorrow. You can't get it tomorrow because it finishes tonight at midnight. Because the reason for that is, listen to this, and it's no sales gimmick either. You get to tomorrow and the self-sabotage button has been pressed overnight. How the hell did that happen? You were asleep all night, but it's happened. You get up and you go, nah, no, I can't do that. I'm not worth that. I can't afford it, even though you can. No, that's
£3 a day.
Just not able.
£3 a day.
Yeah, £3 a day. That's it. Oh, Diane's got her hand up. I know Diane's a former client, but Diane might want to say something. So
a client.
Evening.
Sorry, she's a current client.
Hiya, and another client after emailing you today. Can I just go back to the girl who spoke about the scales?
Kirsten.
Can't remember. Kirsten. Anyone who's been on since December, and you know yourself, team, I suffered from eating problems. And I too had the same worry about getting scales because scales were banned in my house. I also worried about the exercise, and Jill repeating, it's like we've got verbal diarrhea here, but Jill emailed me and said, Diane, I didn't exercise for the first few months until lockdown, don't worry. I didn't weigh myself. I had been weighed a few weeks earlier at the doctor's. I was 13 stone. I had been anorexic, bulimic, banned from having scales in the house. I measured myself every week religiously until a month later, and I took a photograph, never looked at it, and looked at the photograph and I cried. Like you, I felt disgusted. I hated myself. I looked older than my mother. I'm now 59, 60 in January, but I looked 80. It was disgusting. Anyway, I decided to get a set of scales, and I promised myself that I would only weigh myself on a Monday morning. Well, holy shit. The first time I weighed myself, I looked at it and I went, that can't be right. Stood on it again. Still, third time lucky, still said the same. I'm now December, January, February, March, April, 5 months in, and I am now just under 9 stone. I have lost 4 stone.
Fantastic.
And can I just say, Shelley, I picked up the young lad I look after today from the same school as Leo. He's on the bus. And we stopped at Costa's because he needed something to eat before swimming. And I thought I would get a coffee. And he literally shouted at the order on the drive-through, you should be selling organic milk because Diane should only drink organic milk in her coffee. Shelley, tell Shelley Booth that she has to come and speak to you. Anyway, it's just, this is the best thing that anybody can do. I've up, down, and now I have.
Thank you.
It's just amazing.
That's
so
amazing.
Thank you.
Great
so
test.
Get scales.
Thank you so much. Thank
no
you.
worries.
Yeah, well, that was amazing when a client could share their journey. What else could we say? Just brilliant. Is that it, girls? Are we finished?
Yeah, that's us done.
We're done?